Hai Dedikers, iPhone 16 series yang belum lama ini rilis di Indonesia membawa banyak fitur baru. Salah satunya adalah kamera kontrol yang fungsinya tidak hanya sebagai tombol shutter. Tapi kira-kira apa ya menjadi alasan Apple menambahkan fitur ini di iPhone terbaru? Nah, kita akan bincang-bincang dengan tim produk Apple untuk membahas soal ini, termasuk kemampuan fitur Photographic Styles yang juga baru di iPhone 16 series. Yuk, simak interviewnya berikut ini.
It starts with a question, and that's what happened here, which is, one of the ethoses that we have always thought about is how do we continue to capture the moment? How do we enable our users to capture the moment? And how do we do that quickly, but bring this incredible new experience and control for customers? So that miniaturization of it was probably one of the biggest technical challenges that took the group of experts at Apple together to deliver.
Any plan to add more style in the future?
We really think it's a great option for people that want incredible image quality, and it's great for that ease of use at a more affordable price. And so it has some of our latest innovations like, the 48 megapixel resolution, giving you this default 24 megapixel images.
First question, that camera control is new feature on the iPhone 16 that get user, including myself, really curious. What the inspiration, the camera control on the iPhone 16, and how did the idea come up?
The journey of building these features doesn't always start with, hey, we need to build a feature. It starts with a question, and that's what happened here, which is, one of the ethoses that we have always thought about is how do we continue to capture the moment? How do we enable our users to capture the moment? And how do we do that quickly? How do we ensure that we don't miss those special moments? That was the question that we always start off with in the camera world. And camera control became the feature that it is today through that exploration of understanding how do we further move that along for our customers. So camera control is unlike anything we've previously done. And behind the delightful and easy to use experience are interesting engineering details, including many Apple first innovations. Now, camera control is made up of many different components and sensors that all work together. Because the technology behind the architecture is designed in harmony with the product, it utilizes only the essential and minimum space needed. A high precision, tight tolerance tactile switch enables the click experience that quickly launches your camera and takes photos and videos. And the beauty of a physical switch here is it lets you instantly access and use your camera for photography, even in situations when you have wet fingers or you're wearing gloves. Now, camera control goes beyond the physical switch. A high precision force sensor detects input force using micron scale resolution to unlock that all new light press gesture. And a multi-pixel capacitive sensor embedded directly behind the sapphire crystal detects touch interactions when you slide your finger to make adjustments. Now, the multi-touch coprocessor that's embedded in A18 and A18 Pro, alongside dedicated silicon for force and capacitive sensors, interacts with the haptic engine to give you precise haptic feedback. And what makes camera control even more unique is how deeply integrated and interconnected these components are to deliver an experience that's true to the user's intentions. Now, the force sensor uses information from the touch sensor to boost accuracy, measuring user input. And we put a lot of thought also behind the location of camera control. We wanted to make it easy to use in either orientation. So we conducted user testing and studies with participants across ages, gender, finger length, and even dexterity as a factor. And the location of camera control offers that right balance. It evokes the feeling of a traditional camera when you use it in landscape, and it's located high enough to make it easy to access in portrait as well. And we didn't just stop there. We had to make sure users put our phones in cases, and so we had to develop all new clear and silicone cases, MagSafe cases for iPhone 16 and the lineup that are designed to work seamlessly with camera control, with a sapphire crystal coupled to a specially designed conductive layer to communicate the touch gestures.
And how did the camera come up when Apple put in the iPhone? the camera control?
I think just to kind of reiterate what Rich said, it really is about, as we said, the iPhone is now the world's most popular camera. People take photos with it all day, every day. And so the goal was, how can we make this easier, faster, more intuitive for people to just never miss the moment? And so that was kind of our baseline understanding. And then we, of course, wanted to take things even further for pros who can unlock even more tools and creative controls beyond that. So we wanted to have something that everyone would appreciate, and then be able to push the boundaries even further for those that can take that, push it to the limit.
Oh, great. As we know, iPhone design is getting smaller, right? From each year. What was the biggest technical challenge when you integrated camera control into the iPhone 16?
Camera control on iPhone 16 and 16 Pro packs so much innovation into a small space. It really is like building a ship inside a miniature bottle. But it's an elegant and thoughtful design to ensure this easy and quick access when you need it, and stays out of your way when you don't. It really is a product of huge technological innovation and extensive collaboration between numerous teams at Apple that are really obsessing over the tiniest of details to deliver this great experience, something only Apple would do.
Yeah, I think that's all going to come down to just making sure that we were able to deliver the experience we're looking for in the smallest space possible. I think Francesca said it well, that it's really a ship in a miniature bottle. And hopefully you saw in some of those photos, the integration into the product was all about making sure that we're able to deliver that industry-leading durability that people know and love in iPhone, but bring this incredible new experience and control for customers. So that miniaturization of it was probably one of the biggest technical challenges that took the group of experts at Apple together to deliver.
Okay, great. Let's talk about photography style. What is the different photography style with the filter that we know in iPhone previous version?
Well, Photographic Styles is quite different from filters because it allows you to dial in the exact tone, color, and intensity of your preference while preserving skin texture and undertone that you've already set up. And this goes beyond what traditional filters often do, which is to simply apply layers of colors across the entire picture, which we felt compromises the details in certain areas and would not uphold how skin tone looks for people's preferences. Pictures that you like of yourself are deeply personal. All this is to say, photography has always been a medium that requires both precision and artistry, and this principle is at the core of how we built Photographic Styles. So I'd love to walk through a few examples. Here we have 3 of our colleagues, Taraki, Naz, and Cyrus, in our standard look. With undertone styles, you can now shift specific color hues on the skin. And so we have amber, which is a deep bronze yellow, gold, a rich warm golden hue, rose gold, a warm rose golden hue, neutral, which shifts yellow and red tones towards ivory and blue, and creating a more neutral rendering, and cool rose, which decreases yellow tones and shifts towards a blue and pink cast on all skin undertones. The result for cool rose is a cool pink that complements fairer skin tones also. This is the rich space of creative self-expression that Photographic Styles unlocks this year. So then we went further with mood styles. Each of the mood styles consists of a unique color palette inspired by photography's most powerful and relevant styles over time. Here is the palette for the mood style called Quiet. For this mood, we went all the way back to the first stylized photographs of the late 1800s, when photographers were trying to be taken seriously as a new art form and captured these evocative, dreamy, impressionistic scenes of dramatic light and lifted shadows, which were heavily influenced by romantic painters of the era. This style has evolved and changed with camera technology, but the same intentions persist today. And one of my personal favorites, next we have the luminous mood. Since the early days of the internet, we've seen many color palettes emerge that are uniquely digital. Luminous is one of those palettes that draws inspiration from our digital world, rendered onto the real world around us. This palette shifts hues towards a softer rainbow of colors, a lavender mint dreamy look with warm bronzes, cool pinks, and a robin's egg blue. You can also see, here we have a demonstration of the tone, what happens when you slide your thumb on the D-pad, on the control pad, up and down. You can see how we are able to control the way that light is rendered by our camera. Sometimes you want to see where the light is coming from. And so to the left, if you slide your thumb all the way down, you can really capture what it felt like to be there, where the deep shadows while retaining the highlights on the face. Now, sometimes you want to see into the shadows. Oh, sorry, Francesca. Sometimes you want to see into the shadows, and so if you slid your thumb all the way up, you can recover the shadows without losing the quality of the image across the entire tonal range. You can especially see this playing out in our two new black and white mood styles. We have stark black and white with its deep crushed shadows and bright highlights. This style is inspired by the grit and the drama of black and white photography as it grew into popularity globally in the 1960s. And then we have muted black and white, which is an homage to platinum palladium printing, the gold standard in black and white printmaking, for its ability to capture a wide tonal range within any scene. We wanted to celebrate all that we have loved about photography while also advancing the medium. Underneath the hood of Photographic Styles, there is some really powerful stuff going on that you don't have to think about. It's semantic, it's reversible, and it's fun to control. We then designed the look and feel of each style to serve contemporary personal preferences and honor classical photographic techniques. At the end of the day, we wanted to help our users get creative with light, shadow, and color choices without having to touch a bunch of technical controls, so you can take the picture you want to take and be seen the way you want to be seen.
Any plan to add more style in the future?
Well, I think creativity is very important to our users, and so many people love photographic styles to help create signature looks. And so we are excited to introduce this next generation of photographic styles that lets people express creativity more than before to create that exact look.
Okay, about iPhone 16e, I recently used it and noticed that it doesn't have a photographic style, even though it's same chip on iPhone 16 series. Is there any reason why this feature doesn't available across the lineup?
Yeah, I think, when we designed the iPhone 16e camera, we really think it's a great option for people that want incredible image quality, and it's great for that ease of use at a more affordable price. And so it has some of our latest innovations like, the 48 megapixel resolution, giving you this default 24 megapixel images. It has our photonic engine, night mode. On the video side, we have 4K, 60 frames per second, Dolby Vision. We have some really powerful audio features that are driven by some of our ML models. And so we're really excited about the features that we have there. And of course, for those that want to be able to have this next generation photographic styles, we have our iPhone 16 models and iPhone 16 Pro that have this next generation of photographic styles that gives them that even further advanced customization and editing.
Can you share the tips for using camera control and photographic styles to improve our photos?
Well, one of the really exciting things about photographic styles and camera control is that you can use it at capture time and reverse and change your style after the fact. So while you have the camera, you can launch the camera quickly, style the image in preview, and then when you look at it later, you can dial the intensity, tone, and color adjustment even further to your preference. And so I think the best tip I have would be to use it, because it's an ecosystem that's, as you can tell from what we've been able to share today, there's so much that's gone into the thought that's gone into creating something to make your pictures, capture pictures more magically and easy without having to know all of the technology that goes under the hood.
Yeah, I think, just having that level of fidelity at your fingertips while you're capturing and in the moment to give you that control is really the magic of our whole camera experience that we're so proud to bring together.